You're not a bad person for wanting to have standards for your woman, man. You're really not. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say that serves for the betterment of both you and her. But in this society, it's a very cookie cutter society. It's a very gynocentric society where we've been manipulated to thinking that too much pleasure is good. As we guys know, you overindulge in too much of everything, it's bad, right? And we live in a world where body positivity. Okay, my body, my choice. Okay, I agree. You can do what you want. Okay, all right. However, your body, your choice. Okay, but do not shame the fit man who made the conscious decision to want to improve himself, to want to better his own life, and do not shame the fit woman for making the conscious decision also for wanting to do a decision to better her life, her chance of having kids. You see, as men, what I've learned from my 20 years on this earth, and someone who has been fat, someone who has been skinny, there is no sympathy for you, right? If you're fat as a man, people are gonna let you know. Everyone will let you know. Because when I was fat, I had everyone making fun of me. Family, friends, in school, in public. Everyone will constantly let you know. The truth will constantly be reinforced. I actually think it's a good thing because it gives you a social signal. It gives the men that social realization of where you stand. The way you treat yourself and the way others treat you is a reflection of how you treat yourself, and the way you treat yourself will be reflected through others. And one of the single best ways any man and any woman can do to get the most respect out of people is being in shape, especially past 25. Same past 25, because prior to that, bro, you could be in shape like myself, and there could be another guy that's going to the club every day. That guy's still going to be in shape, but you already take enough time for, to expose the flaws of all of the hedonism they were doing over the years, right? What I don't like is, because, I told you just now how I think it's good that men are, constantly criticized for their shortcomings and downfalls. If they're skinny, the world is going to let you know. You see those videos, those dating videos, smash your pass videos. The women have no problem saying that, oh, why did you pass on the guy? He's too skinny. She'll say that with chest. It's socially acceptable. And I'm not complaining against it. I mean, that's what got me in shape. When I was skinny and fat and I was shamed upon it. That's what got me in shape. The disrespect. But it was a fact. What the woman said was a fact. You were skinny. A woman may say, oh, you're too fat. Fat guys aren't my type. I like more fit men. But if I spin the block and I say, what? I say, I'm not into fat girls. I'm not into girls that are too skinny. I'm demonized for it. In fact, we're demonized for it as men. So it's a very big double standard. And I do believe that, just naturally, there's going to be some double standards that men can do and get away with, females can't. And same vice versa. But this double standard is absolutely ridiculous and I fucking hate it. This is why I decided to come on camera and call it out for myself. So it's socially acceptable for a woman to have standards, and I agree. I do believe a woman should have standards for their man. I believe a woman shouldn't commit to any man. I believe a woman should commit to a man that is worthy of showing commitment to. So that man needs to earn his respect through isolation alone. He needs to do his inner work before he even thinks about attracting a spouse, let alone a partner. So he needs to do that inner work. What a lot of people like to do is they'll try to find self-worth within a woman that's external. It's a very flawed and stupid ideology to have, in my opinion, because what about when she eventually dies? Are you going to feel empty now? Do you know what I'm talking about? She was attracted to you in a relationship sense because of the man who you were. And you detriment yourself and you have to change yourself just for this woman? No. What I've tend to what I've tend to find is when a woman changes herself for a man in terms of commitment, the man will respect the woman more. The woman enters the man's frame, the man's world, the man's meant to lead, right? But and I'm just using common sense here. I'm not genius, believe me. When the man changes for the woman, bearing in mind the woman was attracted to the man prior to the things that he was doing. Let me rephrase that. The woman was attracted to the man because of the traits that he was showing. Yeah, it still applies. Prior to the traits that he was doing, before he decided to change and please this woman. I'll give you an example. Whilst we stay on the topic of being in shape. Okay, so we're in the gym, right? Woman meets this guy. He's killing it. He doing muscle ups, handstand push ups on the bars. He levitating calisthenics in the air, all this shit. You know, crazy things out of proportion. She attracted to that. She's with you now. All right, now the guy starts getting comfortable now. We know women live by emotions. So, you know, that woman, she want to eat some days. She want to eat some cake some days. There's gonna be days on a Sunday. You know, it's like, oh, can I just watch a movie the whole day? Let's you watch some Cheetos with me, right? The guy gets soft, starts eating Cheetos with her. We know that when women eat food, they store body fat in the most attractive places: tits, ass, hips, waist, face. The estrogen is going to go up. Most of these foods are estrogenic. Like I said, it's a gynocentric society where a lot of the things do favor the woman. So the food is going to go into her favor as well. She's going to look more curvaceous, more attractive, more voluptuous to the eyes of men. Now, the man is eating the same food, and mind you, these foods have a lot of estrogen in it. Men store fat in the worst desirable places. Tits. We know men should have tits. It's good for women because you need it for breast milk to feed your child. Men have tits. It's like, okay, what's it for? It's dead waste. You weren't meant to have tits. So, tits, chin, flappy face, love handles. Worst areas are still fat. You give it 6 months. The man has succumbed to the woman's frame because he changed for the woman. Now the woman is more attractive, and now the woman is pulling other attractive men. And she cheats on the guy. I don't blame the woman for cheating. It's cheating wrong, yeah, but I still don't blame her. It goes back to my point. When a woman changes for a man, us men respect that. When a woman was, probably, say in the scenario, if a woman were moderately into her fitness, she dates a fit man who lives by this shit, and your woman commits and trains harder, us men are going to respect that more. I don't live by the mindset, and you shouldn't live by the mindset of my life is on her terms. Because I gave you that example of a man following her lead. It didn't end well because the man did it. He followed her lead, right? And when the woman leads, in this example I showed you too, she gets unattractive. So for the people that argue, oh, women can lead. Okay, let's go with your argument. Women can lead, but she will lead that man out of the relationship, as I just described. See, women have these things. I want you guys to be very careful. Women have this thing. They're very passive aggressive in terms of what they want. They're not as direct as men. There are a few exceptions, of course, to the rule. But for the most part, women will tell you to do one thing. They actually want you to do the other. A woman will think she wants to spend time with you all day. You pursue because you're a beta. Now that woman's with you all day, she don't value as much. That mystery is gone. And she can't help but not be attracted. So she's going to be thinking about another guy. That's another example. The food analogy I gave you. The man succumbs to her frame. Sometimes women don't know what's best for them. They truly don't. And this is why men are meant to lead. Because whenever a woman leads, they lead with emotion. What feels good in the moment. As we know, in this logical-based structured world, emotions are temporary. Right? And heck, these two analogies I was just talking about, it links to what I was talking about with females having standards for men, which I do agree with, like I said earlier in the beginning. I said women should have standards and know their self-worth and shouldn't commit and obey to anyone. But this is the problem I'm talking about, and not necessarily on the woman's behalf, but more so the men succumbing to the woman's frame. That example I gave you was all too clear. You could be a business owner, ambitious. A woman comes into your life, you start sucking off. You overly spend just to please her. Now she's looking good. Your bank account is going bad. You have employees to pay. Your business deflates. She's better looking at because you spent on her. Fucking cucks dimwit. When you should have been elevating yourself, your looks, your frame together with her. You prioritized everything to her. You followed her lead and you abandoned your goals. That wasn't what attracted her to you. That wasn't what got her pussy wet. So her pussy dried up now, shriveled up. Now she's gonna look for another man. Right. And I want you guys to be very careful because it is in a woman's nature to do her absolute best to try to slow you down with the analogies that I gave. This is part of her female nature. She can't help it. So what we men need to do is always put our priorities first and the woman second. This is what we need to do. And even if you didn't be in a relationship, haven't been in a relationship before, I haven't. Some of you guys are going to say, oh, God, why are you doing that? Oh, God, who gives you the right to talk? Well, there's people in relationships right now, right? They aren't even content. They don't even want to be in a relationship. They're too scared to leave. They keep following the woman's frame. They didn't trust their vision. And they wish that they could. Heck, we can even make these examples that I gave broader into a wider topic, being the title of the video. Women having standards. Why did the woman leave? She had standards for herself. And I said to you, it's okay for women to have standards. Now, men, we need to have those standards too with our women. We need to have standards too with our women. So why are the men demonized for having opinions about women? It's a very gynocentric society. If I say I want a fit woman, I'm saying, oh, I'm fat phobic. I didn't say that. If I want a fit woman, which I do, they turn me on more. It gets my dick hard. Same way fit men get women's pussy hard. I have no shame saying that. But if I say I am not into fat women, I'm fat phobic. Oh, I hate fat women. I didn't say that. I just said I have a preference. I like fit women. I've always been attracted to fit women. I've never been attracted to fat women. In a general sense, fit women feel the same with fit men. I mean, fat men, they don't feel attracted. And with good reason. I don't blame them. But I don't like this double standard because men are viewed as evil for dating the woman or wanting to pursue a woman with standards that cares about their health. And it's not just about, the body. Of course it's good. We all want to fuck at the end of the day. Let's not deny it's our primal urges. You know, why are we doing this shit, man? We want to fuck. If no women were in this planet, hey, 90% of us guys, man, we probably would have stopped working out. Whether that's true or not, fucking hell. You must admit, women are a great motivator for men. And I truly believe that. And you know, it's even an even greater motivator? Women keeping themselves at a high standard. At a high standard for themselves, man. That's even more powerful. The same way women find with men that keep themselves to a high standard. It's almost as if society don't want men to win. You know, behind every successful man is a great woman. I truly believe that. Every world leader you see on the internet with power, authority, they have a woman by their side. The men had standard. For a man of that caliber, political world leaders, to be in their position, do you think they're just going to settle for an average woman? No, of course not. Because the average woman listens to the propaganda and isn't training. Get your ass to the fucking gym. We live in a world where it's socially acceptable to critique men for their fitness, which I do believe to you. Like I said, that's what got me in shape. But it's, for some reason, taboo to critique and put our women accountable as well. To which I reject. Because it's making their mind soft and lazy. And this goes deeper, guys, like I said. It isn't just about, the body. It goes far deeper than the body. From both a male and a female standpoint, when we look at the opposite sex that's attractive, obviously there's the sex. The sex will be for us men because the channel is primarily, gravitated towards men. We see a fit woman, she doing them squats, them heavy squats. But when she bounces on your dick, you're gonna have one of the best feelings in the world, bro. You don't know Billow doing it, she gonna snap your meat off. Facts. The same way, from a man standpoint, from a female standpoint, she doesn't want a fat man fucking her. When women fantasize about getting plowed, and everyone does this, it's in our nature, but for some reason it's taboo to talk about this, which it shouldn't be. This is why YouTube doesn't push my videos up, because they fear the truth. But let me tell you the truth, my friend. I say to you, bro, it's perfectly normal to have those primal urges. Men fantasize about fucking women all the time. It's subconscious. You can't control it. That thought will always remain. We were born by nature to want to fuck. We were born by nature to want to do that. I do it. Do you know how many women I fantasized about fucking that I found attractive? In high school, I'd fantasize about fucking all the girls that I found hot, attractive in school, in college. Now, I do believe you should still have, sexual restraint. But when I see an attractive woman on the street, my human nature, naturally, and it's subconscious, you just get thoughts. Fucking. Women feel the same way. When women fantasize about a man plowing them, they're not fantasizing about no fat guy with no stamina, over a big belly, they can't even see his dick. They're fantasizing about a guy with 10% body fat, 10, 50% body fat, maybe even 8. Fit like a motherfucker. Pounding them, man. Pound, 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 ground pound. I'm telling you, when I was horny in my jacked off days too, I would never jack off about a fat chick. It would always be the fit ones. And when women masturbate too, I'm not saying every woman masturbate, and I'm not recommending masturbation, but the women that do masturbate, I even say, bro, I promise you, the same way we jacked off about fit women, they jack off about fit men too. Facts. It's something about being in shape, man. Like, even if you don't work out, even if you've never seen it before, and I'm an average looking guy, I just went to the gym. That's one of the beautiful things about being in shape as a man. You can have an average face, bro. You're in shape. Bro, you're in a world of your own, because it becomes really rare. It becomes really rare. So men should most definitely have standards on their woman that they pick. This is the woman you're going to be with for your entire life. Sorry, I burped. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon again. Sorry about that. Okay. And I have standards. I just portrayed standards to you. I could have coughed. I could have, burped. And I could have just moved on. But I'm a gentleman. I care about you. It's kind of ironic in a way, because no one is here. It's just me in the park. So plausibly, I could have done that. I could have just coughed, burped, gone with the video. You're here. I value your presence. So I'll give you the respect that you deserve. I beg your pardon. And I'm sorry that you listened to such unpleasant, natural, just a cough and burp. I know it's not pleasant to hear. That's sorry. Anyway, back to the video. You're not a bad person for wanting to have standards on yourself, because look, man, good looking men and women, what does that signify? Okay, the body is good. That's that icing on the cake too. It's a good motivator too. But also, what does it signify? Good health. You see a woman with nice glutes, her vagina is probably tight. She's gonna give you a good throw in the bedroom. That's for first. She's probably gonna make you not 10 times quicker than the Billow over there. And better chance of having children. Stronger fertility rates. Stronger eggs. What does this all mean? Oh, and before we get to that as well, from the women's standpoint, when they look at a fit man, chiseled arms, big arms, athletic, they don't even have to be a bodybuilder. They don't need to be the biggest guy. Oh, the person you're describing is too big, golden. All right. So about make a tad bit skinnier, but it's still extremely fit. Footballers, strong glutes, speed. They can take you out of danger. Right? All these things, stamina, giving her a throw in the bedroom, plowing experience, long term, no fatigue, strength, discipline, mental fortitude, grit. They can handle the mental roller coaster that a child will give. Especially in those years where they're like a typhoon. They're all over the place in their emotions. I know I was a bitch when I was a kid. Bro, I was a nightmare. You need those traits that come with fitness because it keeps you accountable for yourself, of course. But these traits from both parties, men and women, signify you value yourself clearly, and your body is a walking billboard and demonstration of that. So you can probably do the same and lead because you can lead yourself. You can probably lead your kids. And I see all the time when I go outside, I always see fat people, fat children. And it's one thing to shame the children. You have to remember they're fucking kids, man. What better do they know? Their brains aren't fully developed, yeah? So I blame the parent. I blame the parent. This goes deeper as well, guys. It's not just about attracting women. This goes deeper. We want to fuck, right? We all have that natural instinct to fuck. We all fantasize about fucking a woman. Women watching this, the minority of women potentially watching this. You fantasize about a man plowing your back. And I guarantee they were in shape. Facts. I guarantee they were in shape. I saw this messed up shit yesterday. Absolutely. And it reinforces my beliefs when I was talking about, you know, society is far too easy on women. And it feels good in the short term. You'll probably demonize me as a misogynist. The masses will probably demonize me as a misogynist. YouTube will probably demonize me as a misogynist to probably take down this video for me wanting to have standards for a woman. But I saw in I live in London, right, England, right? I saw on BBC News, they started making these pills for women to lose weight. I'm like, go to the fucking gym. It's not that expensive. It's £20 a month. So I don't like this double standard of shout out to the woman working out. This is what I'm not gonna film her, of course, but that's what I'm talking about, man. Hard work is so attractive, man, and it benefits us both. But yeah, I saw on the news yesterday they're making some pills for help to help women lose weight. I'm like, no, you just need to go to the gym. It's not that another woman working out. Absolutely fantastic. We need more of that. This is what I'm pushing. This is what I'm promoting. But we're demonized as bad people for wanting to have standards for our future wives. We're demonized for wanting to have standards for our future kids. We're demonized for wanting to lessen the chance of our kids being healthy. We are demonized for wanting a fit woman that will increase the chances of our kids not getting bullied at school. We are demonized for wanting a healthy woman. So we'll not only result in healthy children because kids do not learn, they copy. So we are not only demonized for wanting a healthy woman that will increase the chances of having healthy kids, to which will inspire other youthful people there. And as we know, many statistics on the internet have stated when these people are fat and out of shape, they are more likely to commit suicide. So I'll say this for the last time. We are demonized for wanting a woman that is healthy. We are demonized for wanting a woman that will increase the chances of a healthy woman that will increase the chances of a fit child, and demonized for having that child be less likely to kill himself. We're seen as bad people for that. That is wild to me. That is so wild to me. I never understood that. A lot of people ask me in real life, friends, family, just people I see outside, just going outside walking all day. Go to what's the type? Sorry, there's flying my finger. But yeah, they say go to what's the type. I'm into fit women. You know what's funny? When I was out of shape, I too was still attracted to fit women. I know I couldn't get them. Of course, why would they want me? I'm out of shape. I know where I stand, and it stood in that regard. And women were right to have standards, and I still believe they are. I'm not delusional, and I am not an entitled fuck. I know if I want the woman I want, I need to put in work myself. But we live in a world now where we sugarcoat it. We tickled women's ears far too much, and it's made them delusional now. So you could be a woman, and I'm not saying every woman is like this, but the way social media is now, in a general sense, it is deluded, unfit women to thinking, you know, I want a guy that makes six figures. I want a guy that's 6'6", makes 8 figures a year. While I work my customer service retail job, and I can just land this guy because I'm beautiful. Looks are gonna fade, baby. And this isn't me shaming anyone that works in a 9 to 5. I've worked in 9 to 5s myself. I am currently seeking a 9 to 5 job as well. I respect 9 to 5 workers. It's not me shitting on it, but it's me saying, bro. And what the standard impersonation I did of the women, I agree with it to some extent. You need to put, unless you put in the work too. But a man, but men are bad because like no women are standards. We're like, yeah, cool, all right, that's fine. You're a free person. You're absolutely okay to have that opinion and standard. It portrays and reinforces your self worth and what you want, and I respect that. But men are viewed as bad for wanting the same thing. I'm viewed as bad for saying I want a fit woman. I'm viewed as bad for saying I don't want a fat woman. I'm viewed as bad for saying I don't want a woman that is dressed as provocatively. But then people will frame me and you as manipulative. People will frame me and you as controlling. No, because I'm saying I want you to wear nice clothes, modest clothes, because I know how men are. There are some unhinged fuckers in the world that will rape you to death. I've seen it many times. There's police officers in this country that will do so to the people not living in England. There was this one police called, I don't know his name, I forgot his name, but I remember the victim, Sir Everhard, raped by police. The police burnt her to death. Unhinged motherfuckers in this world that do exist. This goes deep, man. It's not just about being in shape to attract women. It goes way deeper. It's about what it represents. Abuse of mental health. You know, they interviewed this one pedo. I'm sure you may have heard of it. And they said they were interviewing this pedo, a predator. Whenever the child predator would look for someone, look for a girl to molest, he would always look at the dad. If the dad were weak, he would pursue the child with a weak father because he knows the dad wouldn't do anything. And he said whenever he'd do so, he'd seek his victims. He would always look at the dad. And the big strong dads who work out and are masculine, he would step away and he wouldn't touch the child. He wouldn't touch the child because he knows he'll get fucked up. He knew that if he did that, he'd probably be dead or near death experience. He knows he'd get fucked up because he takes himself seriously because he respects himself. It's a two-way street. Women and men both need to be healthy. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I don't like how we're demonized for it. We should both have the standard of, oh, I want a good looking woman. I don't like fat women. I'm sorry. I treat everyone with respect. It's just naturally how I am. And I'm not a person in real life that will shame fat people for being in shape. Or, I mean, shame, look at that, look at that irony. Shame fat people for being fat. Or, shame fat, skinny women for being skinny. If you truly want to look like that and you're happy, cool. But to the people who aren't, okay? I don't like how society is tickling your ears, tricking you to believe in, oh, you're fat and you're not happy. No, you're still good. No, you're hurting her deeper. You're hurting her more long term. You need to be more honest to these women like you were with us men. I got in shape because I was criticized for it. Now I do believe there's a different approach to wanting to motivate a woman to work out. The shaming tactic that only works for men. It fuels our fire. Their brain works different. They're a lot more sensitive and whatnot. So you reinforce positivity. I'll give you an example. So you say something like, "You look good in this gym fit. I think you should take it with the gym with it." Something like that. Or you look really good in this outfit. It's gonna make it want to make it work out more. Stuff like that. You praise them. The shaming tactic only works for us men, but it's no, it's how you're still keeping a standard for your woman. It's just said differently, you know. This stuff goes deep. Shit, this really went deep. How long is this video? Yeah, like, I gotta head out, man. This video is long as hell. Yeah, man, you're not a bad person for wanting to have standards. I like fit women. I only date fit women. Well, I date a whole spectrum just to know the woman I want. But when I do eventually decide to commit years from now, you can 100% guarantee she's going to be fit. And I'm sure she has the same standard of me. Opposites attract. And they form something great. Do I have anything else I want to say? Do I? Let's think. I want. Sorry. I won't take too much of your time. Give me about 10 seconds if I have anything else I want to say to you. But yeah, start respecting yourself more, man. Start owning what you want, and don't be ashamed to say so. Don't be ashamed to say I'm not. You're not my type. I'm not really into fat women. Obviously, I don't say fat because a lot of women are a lot more sensitive, but in terms of like, I'm I'm not really into women that aren't active. Have standards for yourself, man, because women do it and it's socially acceptable. I believe in equality. Let's mirror that. Let's live by it because it's very tickling to the ears to say you want something, but then when you actually execute it, you're seen as bad. For me, wanting to have standards in a woman, no, man. I want a healthy woman. I like fit women. They're my type. Gym women are they used to be when I prior to fitness, they used to be the hardest to speak to. I'm fit now, they're the easiest to speak to because I'm it's shared interests. It's a beautiful way to put your foot in the door. Perfect thing. There's nothing wrong about having standards as a man. All right, never fly. Hit them. Nothing wrong with having standards for your woman as a man, and me to hold a woman accountable. Gotta hold a woman accountable, man. You got to, because you could be a dad, right? No, so you be a dad. All the fat jokes go to your dad, right? They say, "Oh, I'm joking." Jokes have truth in it. I'm telling you. But you could be your mum could be fat. No, they're gonna tell her. You know, you could be you're fat as a woman. It's like the world's gonna say, "You go, girl." You know, you're not fat. You just got a big heart. Man's fat. Everyone's gonna make fun of you. Woman's masculine. They're just gonna say, "Nah, he couldn't handle you." You know, you're just strong, fierce. Urgh. Men say they want a feminine woman, demonized. I don't like that. There's nothing wrong with having standards. I need to come to terms with that. We all naturally feel that way. I'm just brave enough to say it because everyone's shutting us up and I don't like it. Both women and men should have standards about the men they pick and the woman they pick. So this is a lifelong thing. And your kids will reflect your habits too. They copy. Very important stuff, man. Don't overlook it.